Well, the Labour leader Keir Starmer was full of endorsements for St George's Day yesterday, and of course it is a time that many indulge in the quirkier side of English culture, like those Morris dancers in London yesterday.
Yes, and of course the Prime Minister was giving out St George's flag cupcakes on his plane yesterday. But the capital also bore witness to uglier scenes when this St George's Day demonstration descended into violent clashes with the police and a number of arrests.
So, question to end the show with, is St George's Day traditional or is it toxic? Joining us now are Lee Juggernauth, who thinks that people should be able to celebrate St George's Day and we must carry on with it, and Narinder Kaur, who thinks it is time to leave it in the past. Why? Because of idiots like that yesterday?
It's not just yesterday, Richard. I'm going to be 52 years old. This happened in the 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties. Every single time, St George's Day, what I associate with it is thuggery, football hooligans and racial discrimination. That's what we saw yesterday.
Why
and that's what I've seen every year.
Win?
Because they're winning every year. And also because actually the majority... I'm not saying people shouldn't be able to celebrate St George's Day, but actually the question is, what are you celebrating? What are the English celebrating? Because when you celebrate St Patrick's Day or St Andrew's Day, you're celebrating liberation from oppression. The English were never oppressed. We were the oppressors. So what are you actually celebrating? And who does celebrate?
Lee Juggernauth celebrates.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually celebrate it because, I mean, this small portion of people, this far right wing, which I don't condone their behaviour, I don't think anyone does, but St George's Day has such a significance in our country. It really does.
Does it? Where?
From the time that we're at school, we learn about the fighting of the dragon. It stems creativity. It gives little kids...
What does it do?
How do we reclaim the symbols, Lee, the flag, without people like Narinder feeling, you know, getting a bit of a chill?
Well, I think it's understandable that you may have that chill because you associate the flag with that far-right group. But I think fundamentally, the fact that the Prime Minister's doing it on cupcakes, people celebrate it, it's a nice thing.
That is empty, faux celebration.
I don't think it's empty. I think it's like a bit of hope. It gives people hope. It gives people joy. It's a nice day of celebration.
What we saw yesterday,
we celebrate Eid, we celebrate Diwali. It's something for our country to enjoy.
But we don't enjoy it, though. There is no enjoyment in St George's Day. What we saw yesterday was an absolute disgrace.
I think we have to disagree because some communities in the UK, across villages, across towns, people do celebrate it. You go out and you see people dancing on the street. That's a nice thing to see.
Why do you think England has the problem and Wales and Scotland don't, with this far-right thuggery?
I don't think... You know, we're focusing on a far-right group that's basically come into London to ruin such a significant
That happens
day.
every year, Lee. Every year this happens.
I don't
We're
think
giving
it
them
happens every
focus.
year.
Susanna, it happens every year. You have trouble on St George's Day. You have trouble at football matches. You have trouble every single time they get these flags out. This flag, unfortunately...
I don't think it's associated with the flag. I think it's got nothing to do with the flag.
Everything to do with the flag.
I think it's just that far-right-wing group and a few names that we won't mention because they don't deserve airtime, but I think they're ruining it. It's part of our history.
Exactly.
It's part of our culture. It's a nice day of celebration.
But when we were in the Euros, I was proudly flying the St George's flag for England,
Well,
right?
actually, I think the
English women won the Euros, we proudly... So when you say every time the St George's flag comes out, it leads to trouble, it doesn't happen every time. There are moments.
The majority of the time. Those moments aren't enough, Susanna. At 1% time, when we were all proud and it was OK, isn't enough. Because 99% of the time, this flag leads to trouble.
I have to disagree because, I mean, when the Lionesses brought it home, I think it was such a proud moment for our country. It's not just one. Every time the boys play football and in the Euros, the World Cup, it's a great feeling for us as a country. We come together.
I agree.
There's so much conflict out there at the moment.
I agree. We do need to be brought together.
One thing that we bring together.
But, Lee, I do think we need to be brought together.
Let's bring it together. Let's bring it together here in the studio. We asked you, has St George's Day become toxic? And most of you said no. 55%. Thank you both, Narinder, Lee.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
to see you this morning. Happy the day after St George's Day.
Exactly.
St George's Boxing Day.